What up, everybody? Welcome to a live stream here on a Friday. My name is Paul Abernathy. Got a great episode today. We get a lot of questions about the CMECP program. So I've been asked to do a review of the program, kind of give you a little bit of insight on what it's about. This video may be for you. It may not be for you. But what it is, it's going to be kind of answering the questions about the CMECP program. And we'll also be talking about the apprenticeship version of that as well, because I have been getting quite a few questions on that. Okay, so absolutely want to make sure we cover all of those things in this episode today. So sit back, relax. I'm going to take you on a journey through the CMECP program. Now, let me explain first of all, what does CMECP mean? Well, it's the Certified Master Electrical Code Professional Program. It is designed to take master electricians who have already pre-qualified, they have the knowledge, they have the skills, but they're competing in a world of other master electricians that may or may not be equivalent to their knowledge. So how do you stand out? How do you raise the bar? How do you tell people, look, I'm not your everyday electrician? Well, that's what I struggled with back about 6 years ago when I said, how do I create something that allows you to, and you have to understand marketing, because a lot of times I tell people one of my specialties is marketing. And how do you market something that also markets yourself, also markets your skills? And that's when I came up with the CMECP program. Now, the CMECP program, the acronym CMECP, the phrase CMECP are all federally protected by trademark laws. And so we decided that was the route we wanted to go because we had a unique classification that we wanted for these trademarks. And that was for educational and training when it's about code, and it was to master electricians. That's the goal, to take a master electrician and raise the bar. Now, how you use it, and we'll talk about that today, how you use it, how you promote it, whether you choose to use the acronym in your marketing, your advertising, your social media, however that's you. That's not on us, that's on you. However, we're going to give you the tools. And so let me talk you through, for example, the process of being a CMECP. Now, for those out there who say it's a scam, for those out there that say it's worthless, that first tells me, one, you probably couldn't make it through the program, because anybody that throws up that typically means that they have this fear of testing themselves. They just don't think they can do it, so it's easier to deflect and be defensive. We see that from people all the time, and that's okay. If you're that kind of person, you're not willing to take a challenge, you're not willing to raise your game to the next level, and usually what it means for most of the haters is that they don't want to put out there what they don't know. They don't want to be exposed, okay? They don't want to run into this thing where they expose themselves, because on social media or other platforms, they make out like they know so much, but then when they get into a program where we can see their activity, they get scared. And that's very typical on one of these very popular platforms, message boards and forums, where people like to bash people, but they never step out and put themselves in the spotlight. Our program is designed to find out what you know, and if you don't know something, we educate you on what you don't know, because ultimately at the end of the day, it makes you a much better electrician. And that's what we're after, okay? So that's the principal core scope of what the CMECP is all about, making you a better electrician. Now, how do we do that? Well, in our program, and I'll show you the program, we are going to take you through the same kind of 19 unit structure as our fast tracks. That's your bare bones. But in the program, we dramatically reduce the number of times that you can take an exam. So we raise that stress level. Also, what we do is we put a time limit on it. So you have to finish everything, and I'm going to show you everything today that you're going to encounter. You have to finish that within 6 months. Now that may sound easy for many people, but the majority of the people that drop out of our program, and again, this year over close to 90 candidates came through, but only 4 made it through, or 3 made it through in the 2023 edition. Okay, so those that are watching that did make it through, it's an amazing accomplishment. And the only detriment to folks that didn't was their time management. So the CMECP program is very much about time management. The stress factors, the pushing you, the making you finish the 19 units, making them have to get graded, making you have to have an 80%. If you fail it twice, you're out of the program, whether you're on the first unit or the 19th unit. You could be all the way to the end and you fail, you're out, right? You're out of the program. So I think it's one of those things that, yes, it is tough, but it's demanding. But I think at the end of the day, it makes for better electricians. Now, we're not going to say that when you're a master electrician, you have the skills, you have the training. That's our prerequisite. You have to be a master electrician. But we will talk about equivalency today for those that are interested in the equivalency thing. But the key here is we have to have that prerequisite that you're a master if you get straight into the program. Okay? We know that you put the time in, you qualified in your state, you put all that in, and you qualified to be that level of electrician. Well, how do we take your game to the next level and how you stand above the crowd? That's where the CMECP program comes in. All right, so let's kind of real quickly go and give you a little bit more information about it, and I'll talk about the steps for those that are interested in the program. So let's see here. Let's go back. Let me share this tab. Okay, so here is the website. It's cmecp.org. Okay, so you can simply come to this website. And of course, you got why be a CMECP? What's our mission? There's member perks, okay, educational portal. We have discount purchasing programs that are available. So you can, anything you buy, you can get a discount as if you were an employee. This is where you go to the application. And of course, here's the apprenticeship program. And I'll talk about that in a minute. And then we have a members only area where you can log in and chat. There's a forum and things like that if you're interested in, okay? You can try to apply for this and you not be a CMECP. And of course, you'll be rejected, right? Because we know who's a CMECP and who's not. So again, I wouldn't waste your time. But at the end of the day, this is the website you're going to go to. Hey, Mr. Puffing Ass, you took your journeyman's test on Tuesday and you're feeling confident? You'll get it. You'll get it. Congratulations on getting that part done. And now just the waiting game. In a lot of states, there is no waiting game. You know right away. But in your case, wherever you're at, you're going to have to wait. But we'll keep all of our fingers crossed for you so that you have success. All right, so here's what we got. So if you just kind of go down the screen real quick, you'll see some information on becoming a CMECP. Of course, you can click the more. A little bit about our team, why we created it, what the goal was, what we were trying to do. And then again, our solutions. Why does the CMECP work? One, it's an industry voluntary level, okay? It's not going to help you get anything other than how you promote it. If you're working at a company and you're the lead person and you need to promote it, you can get this certification and present it to them. It depends on your company, okay, on how they use this. But the one thing I can tell you, it is proof of your NEC knowledge competency, okay? There is 4 levels you have to get through, and we'll talk about those. But there's nothing else in the industry. And you have to remember, any other certification through the industry is always voluntary. There's no mandatory requirement. Now, there's a difference between licensing and certification. That's a fundamental difference. Licensing is required by your state, okay? Certification is something that you elect to do. Now, how you use it, is up to you. Okay? Hey, Ron! Ron, my brother has finally got out to Wyoming, right out there where it's probably snowing right now. Okay? All right, so congratulations, Ron. I know that's where you want to be, and you know I'm 100% behind you, always support you. I had the beauty of meeting Ron multiple times when I was in Vegas. So I don't know if I'll be coming to Wyoming, Ron, but I loved meeting you and having dinner with you a couple times. It was awesome. You're a super guy, and I appreciate you being part of the family. All right, so, and you know what I promised you about the CMECP. You are welcome. Whenever you're ready, reach out. All right, so this gives you all the information here, folks, about how it can help you in the industry, setting you ahead. But there's also something that people don't realize, that some of our member perks that we have will actually pay for it. I know, for example, you can buy laptops, movie tickets, and all that under our perks program, and you only make a couple purchases, and it negates any cost that you spent in the CMECP program. I'll also remind you that I have not charged a renewal fee since the CMECP program began 6 years ago. So there are people that have their certification, and I never once hit them with a renewal. Okay, so I never know when that will start, but I have not done it, and as long as I can still absorb it, it won't happen. Okay, so anyway, so there you go. Now here's our apprentice program. Now the apprentice program is just like the CMECP program. The only difference is you get 12 months in this program, but the caveat is at the end of the 12 months, in order to move to the last two steps, which is the proctored exam and then the essay, you have to have passed your master's license. So our program will not only do two things here. One, it will help you prepare for your licensing, your master's exam, okay? And then it will help you jump ahead in the program up to the final two stages. So again, that's the biggest bang for your buck. If you're a journeyman and you're like, dude, I can't get into the CMECP program, right? But I want to really practice for this exam, and I would like the CMECP as a bonus. How do I do that? Well, you kill two birds with one stone. Is you go into the CMECP apprenticeship program. You still get the same fast tracks quality course, but then you're working your way up to becoming a master electrician. And the only caveat here is that you have to pass within 12 months. And you know what? You should be striving to do that anyway. Be honest with you, right? You get into a program like this, you should be striving to be a master as soon as possible. Now, I would not get into the apprenticeship program unless you're within this time frame that you could actually sit for your master's. In other words, if you're required to be a journeyman for 4 years before you can take a master's, then it wouldn't behoove you to get in this program until you're into your last year. And then you can get into this program so that you can get your master's in that last year. Okay, it wouldn't be a benefit to you to get into this program if you're 4 years away from being able to qualify to sit for your master's, and this would be it would be pointless to do that. Okay, so keep that that in mind. All right, so anyway, here's the information. You can click down here, and that will get you what you need to know about the apprenticeship program. And so there you go. So let's talk about the equivalency first. So what does it take to be a CMECP? Well, you got to be a master electrician, right? So what about if you're in a state that doesn't have master electricians? Okay, well here you want to know, you click equivalency. So we'll click on equivalency. And so what is considered equivalent? All right, well, if you're a journeyman electrician, you won't qualify, okay? But what if your state does not have a master program? What if it's like just a journeyman and then all of a sudden you're an electrical contractor? Well, electrical contractor is equivalent to a master as long as it has the educational requirements, okay? So what do I mean by that? Okay, so let's come back to me so I can explain that. If you're in a state, for example, let's use Texas. Texas allows you to be an electrical contractor, and you don't have to have any electrical license as long as you hire a master electrician to be the one in charge, okay, for that part of it. the licensing part, the licensing body. But I could own it even if I was just a plumber and I wanted to start an electrical contracting business. But I can't become a master electrician because I don't have the hours, I don't have the time, I don't have the training. But I want to own an electrical contracting business, or I want to add it to my company. Well, as long as I hire a master to be the registered agent, then I could go into business. That is not considered equivalent. Okay? That's just somebody who basically bought their contractor's license, right? So that is not equivalent. And let me make sure, let me fix my focus here real quick. Sorry about that, folks. I want to fix my focus. There we go. All right. So that is not considered equivalent. Now, if you're in a state where the contractor's license is the only license that you can get, and you still requires the education, the prerequisite material, and you go from a journeyman to electrical contractor, and you still have to have all of the time in and the training in, then that would be considered equivalent. Okay? Hopefully that answers that question. All right, so here's what it says. In those states where journeyman master electrician programs don't exist, here is the guidelines for the admission. You ready? You have to be 8 years of practical experience in the trade with 240 hours of vocational training in the trade. Okay? Experience in excess of 8 years may substitute for formal vocational training at a ratio of 1 year of experience for 80 hours of formal training, but not to exceed 200 hours. So you'll still need at least 40 hours of formal training. But if you have, for example, 10 years of experience as a licensed journeyman, then 8 years is met. And then the last 2 years, from 8 to 10, then we will give you 80 hours of educational equivalency, okay? 80 hours for every year. So for those 2 years, that's 160 hours. So you only have 40 hours of training, formal training that you need. And that could be from a vocational school or whatever type of thing, okay? So that's the prerequisites for that. Now, what else can you get? Well, you also could have an associate's or bachelor's degree, okay? Or you could have a certificate of completion from at least a 2-year program in the tradesman-related field from an accredited. Unaccredited will be considered upon review, community college and technical school as evidenced by the transcript from the educational institution, and 2 years of practical experience in the trade as a licensed journeyman. Okay, so there is ways to get into the program as a journeyman, and we'll let you in. But again, you have to meet all these prerequisites, okay? What else? What other ways could you get in? Well, another way you could get in is you could be an electrical inspector or an electrical plans examiner, and you won't qualify unless you meet this criteria. You have to have 8 years of practical experience as an a certified electrical inspector or certified electrical plans examiner. The applicant must verify credentials of certification via government agency that requires certification via the IEC Level 2 and Level 3, and or any active IAEI, REI, or CEI certification. Okay, so 8 years of experience has to be verified, and you have to have these certifications to validate it. And then the next option is you could have an associate's or a bachelor's degree or a certificate of completion from a 2-year program in tradesman-related field. From an accredited or unaccredited will be considered community college or technical school as evidenced by the transcript of that school, okay? And you have to have 2 years of practical experience that focuses on the National Electrical Code. Now, there's an important thing here we want to distinguish. NFPA certifications are not accepted. So we don't care what certification you have from NFPA, none of them will be accepted, okay? So we are not accepting any NFPA certification to meet any of these criteria, okay? Electrical engineers. Electrical engineers will not qualify unless they have a certain amount of time in the trade, 8 years of practical experience, okay, implementing the NEC. So you couldn't be a plumbing engineer and come into our program, okay? The 8 years will be verified by supplying no less than 2 letters of reference from an engineering establishment where the CMECP candidate has worked directly in designing electrical systems that utilize the National Electrical Code. Again, we're just not even letting engineers in unless they can meet this criteria. And if you're an active engineer who are working with the National Electrical Code in design, then this should be no problem for you to be able to qualify. Lastly, we have what's called honor roll exemption. Now, honor roll exemption is a special exemption that's voted on by the CMECP board, and that is presented, and there's criteria for that. Okay, must have served as an active speaker or educator in the electrical industry for at least 15 years, must be sponsored by an active CMECP member, must agree to serve as an ambassador to the CMECP program. That means utilize the CMECP logo in the title and promote it where an opportunity exists. Must serve at least one 12-month term on the CMECP review board if you get a special exemption. And again, must agree to use the acronym CMECP by their name. If you don't agree to this and you don't use it, then you're not going to get a special exemption. So nobody can apply for a special exemption indirectly. You can apply here, but then you'll have to state your case and you have to be a verified CMECP member or it just gets rejected. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of one of the things you have to remember about the program is that we are really not just letting anybody in. All right. And I think that's the one thing that I usually will have to, explain to people is that we are not, oh, look, I'm rising up. Rising up. Okay. You don't just get in this program. We are not here to collect your money. I don't want your money. We only want CMECPs that are in this program. And you know what? Before you even attempt it, you need to read the rules because it'll make it very clear when you agree that if you do not pass any level of it, don't be crying about your initiation fee. Don't be crying about it. You're out. We don't want, and you can try again, but we're not making this a good old boys network where anybody can get in. Okay, that type of thing. And once you're in, you have got to qualify to be in this. So for all those folks out there, and we're going to talk about the benefits here in a minute, but all you folks out there that say, oh, it's just a money grab, really? You have $150, that's the initiation. That allows us to do the background check, and that covers all of the applications and everything that it takes to check you out and verify, okay? Right? And to keep the records permanently. Okay, because when we do the proctored exam, it's permanently kept in our records. All right, all of that. Then once you qualify, you will, and your license is verified, you will get the information for getting your course. And the course is at cost. You don't pay what everybody else would pay for a course. You pay for cost. Okay, and so once you pay that, that's it. There's nothing else to pay. And like I said, I haven't charged an annual fee or every 2 years since we've been doing this. And if I can continue to do that, I won't change it because, again, it's not about the money. It's about taking good electricians and making them great electricians. And that's what I'm all about. So at the end of the day, yes, I sell courses. Yes, I create content. Yes, I'm on that stupid TikTok and all these other things. But reality is my legacy, I hope, is that I've taught somebody something about the National Electrical Code. Whether you agree with me, disagree with me, hate me, love me, whatever, before I leave this world, that is my mission. That is one of the things that I think about all the time is what am I going to leave to the next generation? That's why it bothers me so much when I see comments on TikTok of people who post stuff that have no clue what they're talking about. And I wonder, did they have formal training? Did they go through any training? Are they just pulling this crap out their butt? It bothers me. And you know what? If it bothers you too, and you're a master electrician, then you're the kind of people we're looking for. This is the program for you because we take it to the next level with the CMECP program. Okay. And it is very cheap. Look at what you do if you go to other programs. You're going to pay them money. You're going to repay it every year. They have really no prerequisite. And what is it good for? Well, you say, well, what is good for the CMECP? What's good for it? Okay. Well, let's look at that. Let's see what's good about the CMECP program. So let's kind of go back here. All right. And we'll go here and we'll say, why CMECP? Okay. So again, The thing about the industry, it's a dog eat dog industry, right? You've got Mr. Puffing Ass here as a contractor, and you say you got Ron as a contractor over here. So what separates the two? Now, Ron might be superior electrician, but nobody would ever know it. And Puffing Ass might be the superior electrician. Nobody knows it. So how do you stand out? It's not clever marketing. How do you differentiate yourself? Well, obviously you do that when you go onto the job and you perform the work and you stand out and your customer loves you. That's true. But they're never going to know how Ron's work was, or they're never going to know. So how do you differentiate yourself? I tell people all the time, when I walk into a room or I'm teaching something, they go, Paul, why do you tell everybody about yourself? Right? Why do you go into your details? Are you just patting yourself on the back? Are you just bloviating about yourself? And this is what people don't understand. And I remember, I'll tell you a little story. Back about 15, 20 years ago, I came out with the Electrical Guru, and it was a website. And it was really back when it was all starting out, it was really, really popular. And I had all these people over on this certain forum by another well-known educator, who obviously were man children who did not understand the concept of marketing. So they kept saying, oh, Paul thinks he's the electrical guru. And they did not understand the concept of marketing, and they still don't. They really don't. And if you go look at most of them, their titles are journeyman electrician. If you go look at most of them, they never strive to do anything more. And they're very knowledgeable, but they're comfortable where they're at. They don't want to step out of the bounds. I even had one of their moderators come over and inquire about the CMECP program. I knew he was fishing, but then he went back and makes comments, and he knows absolutely nothing about the program because he never was in it. These are the kind of people you stay away from. Why? Because all they do is live in hate. All they want to do is criticize something they know nothing about. You are the one, and only you are going to be the one that's got to market yourself and take care of yourself. Now, what differentiates me from somebody else? Okay, as a contractor, my marketing differentiates that. How I present myself, how I look, how I carry myself on a project. I don't come up to a job in a trashed out vehicle. Okay, I look professional, whether I can only afford magnetics on the side of my vehicle, or I had this decked out vehicle. As long as you're promoting yourself professionally, you're promoting what you've achieved. Why do you think that the Eaton Certified Contractor Network did so well? And I helped get that started. Why do you think that's done so well? Because it projects an image. It projects a certification. Now, Eaton likes it because it makes people use their products and it focuses on, get it. Don't trust me. It's all marketing thing, right? So that's why they like it. And it creates a brand loyalty to their product. In fact, I don't know why every major manufacturer doesn't create their own certification program and try to build that brand loyalty. But beyond that, at the end of the day, it was a great idea then. It still exists today. So when I created the CMECP program, it was kind of on the same thought process as when we started that program. And it creates that loyalty in the electrician. It creates that ability for you to share that. Now, do I know that I have CMECPs that have used their certification for job advancement? Absolutely, I do. And they've let me know that. They present it to their boss or maybe their leaders, and they want to project their leadership to all of the people that are under them, project supervisors. Okay, this is a great way to do it. Now, people say it's a useless piece of paper. Well, most things are. Most all certifications are useless except for the body that accepts it. Now, you can work hard to get accepted. Reality is, certification is more for you. Remember, there's a difference between certification and licensing. Vast difference. Licensing has some kind of governmental, legal authority to it. Certification does not. But it's to give yourself the knowledge, yourself, and you convey that knowledge to other people. Whether you use it in your social media, whether you use it in your marketing, whether you use it in events that you attend, whether you use it at your work to maybe you're the owner and you have some master electricians that work for you, or you have project managers and you want them to carry that certification. Why? Because that conveys their extra interest in being above the norm. Okay? So people say, well, I'm not going to invest in that because where can I use it? Well, that's the problem. You're thinking inside of the box. You're not thinking outside of the box. That type of thing. Okay? I can't make every locality, I can't make every jurisdiction accept the certification. But you can work on that and you can push for that in your area. Or maybe you know the people that are in charge. And maybe that's where it starts to get accepted at something even greater than just a voluntary certification. That's never been my focus or my goal to do that, to drive and try to get people to accept it for something more than what it is. That's not my effort. It's probably should be somebody's effort, but I, as the acting executive director, that has never been my goal to do that. All right, so let's go back real quick. And so here it is. So corporate backing, all of this is backed by Electrical Code Academy Incorporated. We are a Texas corporation. You can look it up. We're not a sole proprietor. We are a legit corporation here in Texas. So you can certainly look it up. The benefits of being a CMECP. You probably can't see this, but it increases your earnings potential by standing out. Elevate your professionalism with ongoing education. Education is always king. Provides peace of mind to your customers knowing that you're not the normal, because to get your master's, you're just a gateway. All you're doing is passing an exam. So I'd say this about doctors all the time, right? You have the general practitioner, and then you have a specialist. The master electrician is the general practitioner. The specialist is the CMECP. A general practitioner doctor is the generalist. The brain surgeon is the CMECP. That's the specialist. Now, you don't go to a general practitioner for a brain tumor. You get me? So we're trying to create that. So you're promoting yourself prominently over other non-CMECP master electricians. Allows you to stand out amongst other applicants when seeking employment because of this rigorous candidate process. And I'll talk about the process here in a second. Virtual proctored exam, no need to leave your house, but we will record it. You get the perks program. It's going to save you a bunch of money. I use it to buy movie tickets and bought a laptop with it and got it saved about $500 on that. Obviously, you get your lapel pins to show everybody your pride and achievement. And again, 100% exclusive use of the seal. And of course, we have other online educational courses that are available through our partnership that for management, leadership, all those things are available. You have any questions? We have a Let's Chat button here. More than happy to answer any questions on that. Okay, what is our mission? Pretty simple. The CMECP program is not for everybody, but it should be, because the program is designed to test your time management skills, validate your electrical code related knowledge, and as an advancement supplement to your established hands-on knowledge, and ultimately elevate your marketability status to the electrical trade. Okay, that's what it's for. That's what we're trying to do with it, whether you agree or not. If you're just sitting there and you know you're intelligent, you know that you're probably smarter than the next guy when it comes to electrical, but nobody's going to know that. And if you don't, I'm going to tell you something right now. This is what I can't stand about people. If you don't toot your own damn horn, who's going to toot it for you? There ain't nobody out there today. Look around. Look at the social media. Ain't nobody out there propping you up. Everybody's trying to rip you down. So how do you move yourself out of that level of equality? You go above it. You become a CMECP, somebody tries to rip you, you look at them and say, look, you piece of crap, you can't achieve what I've achieved. You're just a regular. I'm a specialist. I went to the next level. Now, they can say that's BS. I'm better than you. Prove it. Prove it. And how do you prove it? You go through a qualifying course, and our program will pull out whether or not you have that knowledge or not. But you're going to learn. So it's still a learning program as well. Okay, so again, I tell you, when I came up with the concept, it wasn't to be self-serving. We turn away a lot more than we accept. The goal here was to increase your knowledge, give you expanded marketability of your skills, and help you earn more money. How do you stand out? Think about that. How are you standing out amongst all the other master electricians in your area? Okay? Look, and if you don't understand this, you don't buy into it, and you're clicking off and you're like, whatever, we don't want you anyway. Does that offend you? Leave. You're not who we're looking for. Okay? This isn't a money-making scheme. How do you take your gap? We're giving you something. We're giving you knowledge. We're going to give you additional skills. We're going to qualify you. And it's all validated. Means that anybody at any time can inquire about your skills through us, and we keep records of it on everything. Okay? All right, so we'll end it up here shortly, so thanks for hanging in here. So members perks, again, I don't want to log in just yet. Let's see here. So there's members perks. So we have a little video here that kind of shows you about our member perks program. I don't know if it'll play, if you can hear it, but we'll play it.
Welcome to your employee savings program. This video will provide a quick overview and show you how the program works. You will be able to save whenever you make a purchase, helping you do more with less. Begin saving by browsing our extensive list of categories to find the offers that best suit your needs, or just go to the search box and type in what you're looking for. Both are accessible from the navigation bar at the top of your webpage. Let's say you search for Lenovo. On the offer page, you can see details about the savings as well as how many WOW points you earn for that store. To start your purchase, click on the Shop Now button. Shop through the merchant like you normally would and enjoy employee pricing. After your purchase, we work with Lenovo to award WOW points to your account. What are WOW points? WOW points are like cash that you can spend on the program. 100 WOW points equals $1, always. When shopping through the program, you get what you want plus WOW points, which can then be used to purchase other items. Say you want to buy a Lenovo ThinkPad with a retail price of $700. Through the program, you save $85 and get another $15 back in WOW points, a total savings of $100. You pay what Lenovo employees pay. You can also shop directly on the program for restaurant gift certificates, plane tickets, and much, much more. Now you're ready to start saving.
So as you can see, one of the things about it is that you will get and this is optional. You don't have to use this. If you don't want the perks, don't use the perks. But they're there for you if you want them. I'm just saying, we have tried to make it so that this program becomes net zero. In other words, so that it doesn't cost you a dime. If you go in and buy, Christmas is coming, you go in and buy stuff, you're going to get the savings anyway, okay? And then you're going to get the perks, points that you can use for other things. The goal is to create a program that if you do it right, it'll pay for itself, right? And so that's what we wanted to do. And again, anybody that does that is most certainly not trying to do it to make a bunch of money. It's not. It's to try to qualify. Again, like I said, in 80 plus applicants, only 3 made it through in 2023. We have one that's close now. Hopefully we cross our fingers. We'll have the 4th one. But at the end of the day, it's not a money generator. It's not. That's not what the program was designed for. Okay. So yeah, that's your perks. Now, the other thing is the educational portal. Okay. Portal. All right, give me a second. I'll log in here. Okay, so one of the other things that we have is the educational portal. So leadership management skills, leadership skills, basic accounting, which everybody needs. These are courses you're not paying for, okay? Managing project teams, employee benefits and job evaluation. Then you've got other leadership training courses. We have marketing programs here, and we're adding more all the time, okay? You can get a diploma for marketing management, okay? And this is all through the partnership with Allison, okay? So here's your program. You can start the course right here, all right? I don't know if all, oh, wait a minute, that doesn't show up. So hold on, let me share this tab. So when you click on it, through your partnership, okay? Now you're gonna log in, you're gonna sign up and create an account, but that's the only way you get to these courses, okay? So all of them are here. We're giving you this portal to be able to get all of this information, right? Whether you want basic accounting, you click on that, and here's your basic accounting course that you can get started, okay? So there's the different modules, start, course introduction, everything here. So again, you may or may not choose to use these perks, but they're there for you if you want them. And they're available to any CMECP that wants these to get into them, that type of thing. And we created this portal to get you there, okay? So there you go. Now, the application process. Now, here's what you click on the application, and you read this information here. Okay? It makes it very clear that you have to do what? You have to maintain an 80%, okay, in the program. You have an application fee of $150, non-refundable, okay? And once that payment is made, and you could send it in here or you could do it online. The next step is you'll fill out the information. Once you pay for the application fee, you fill it out and everything. Once you'll get the course information. You have to score an 80% or higher, okay? This says 3 attempts. That has changed. It's 2 attempts now, so we'll make sure that gets changed. You have to pass the remote proctored exam, got to get an 80% or higher. Once all these steps are completed, then you'll have a review. Right? You'll have to do a essay review. Right? Then you go through the entire process. So the total cost to become a CMECP, believe it or not, is about $400 total. That's the application fee and your course. That's it. And we haven't charged a renewal, which is a $150 renewal every 2 years. We have not charged that since we've been doing this. We haven't. So the first step right here, pay your $150. Second step, fill out the application, and then you'll get an email from us. And typically what happens is that you will be contacted and let you know that your application is being processed. We're verifying the license number, the education, and everything. And then you make it through that stage, you will get the email with your course purchase information. You purchase that, then you'll have a one-on-one interview. And in that interview, basically explain the program, the expectations, how you work the console, how you submit your reviews, what to expect, your limitations. Means we'll let you know that you've got 6 months from the date you registered it, and how we do the grading and all that stuff. And so when you start the program, you will be fully aware of your expectations. And let me tell you, one of the biggest factors, again, the reason people don't succeed is because time management. And one thing I will tell you, we are big on that, is making sure that you allocate the proper amount of time. Because let me tell you what, I'm going to let you see the program here now. You got to make sure that you allocate the amount of time you need to finish it, because you have 6 months. That is it. Okay. All right. So here's the course. So when you get into the course, you're going to see it's broken down into 5 sections. As you can see here, they're broken down into units. You're going to go through each unit. You're going to submit the review for us to grade. And we grade it. You'll get an email. If you get under 80, we'll let you know that you failed. And we'll let you know that you need to retake the unit. You get 2 attempts. After that, you're out. Sorry. It's the way the program works. If you're not willing to take that kind of risk, we don't want you in the program. Really don't want you. Okay? So there we go. So you go through the units. Now, once you finish all these units, then you have your CMECP exams. And as you can see, You've got 20 exams that you have to get 80%. Okay. You get 2 attempts. And then you have your final exams. And there's 3 of those. So each one of these are about 100 questions. Have to score an 80. You get 2 shots at it. If not, it'll lock you out and you're done. Okay. If it scares you, then you're not what we want. You really aren't. If that scares you, then you're not wanted in the program. Just, I'm gonna be honest with you. Who else says that? Wouldn't most people that just want to take your money and say, "Oh, come on"? No. If you're not worthy of it, we don't want you. So here's the CME, because I can promise you there is no other program. Wait a minute, I didn't even show you the page I was on. Hold on here. Let's see here. Was I sharing? No, I wasn't sharing it. Hold on. Let me go back here because I was not sharing it with you. I'm sorry. I'll go back again. So here's what you've got. 5 units, another 4 units in there. Anyway, you've got 5 sections you have to go through. Every one of these has a review. You have to score 80%. You get 2 shots at it. If you miss them, you're out. Then you have to make it and finish all of these practice exams, we say, but they are actually gradable. They count towards your grade, and you have 2 attempts at them, and you have to get 80%. If that scares you and you don't think you can do it, then I wouldn't waste your money. You know, if that's the kind of thing as a master electrician that you're scared to test your skills, I don't want you. I'd really rather you not. Doesn't mean I don't like you, get along with you. I just don't think you're right for the program. Okay, so is somebody that's putting out a program to make people better, if you're scared because you might, what's the consequences? You lose your money? How many times do you take an electrical exam and you fail it, you just pissed your money away? Okay, you got to be confident. This code is code, okay? Code is code. The difference is, in this program, we're going to hold you accountable. That's the difference. We're going to hold you accountable, but we're going to give you 2 shots at it. Okay, so use your time wisely. All right, so then you get down here and you've got your final exams, and there's 100 questions each of these. Okay, no, they're not timed. Take your time. Okay, we're more worried about the score. If you rush through it and you get a 79, guess what? You failed your first attempt. You got 1 more to go. Man, that would suck for you to be 5.5 months into it, and you get down to your final exam and you rushed it, and you got a 79, right? You got a 79, and you know you got 1 more attempt. And if you get a 79 again, all that work you did goes away. You don't get it. Now, if you don't like that, guess what? We don't want you in the program. Okay? Simple. I'm sure I offended somebody out there, right? But at the end of the day, stop letting our egos get in the way. It's not about me, okay? It's not about you, really. It's about the industry. We're trying to make better master electricians. Certainly not the ones I see on TikTok and Instagram and Trade Hounds. You might be a master, but some of the crap that you post really bothers me. I know that those are not CMECPs making those posts. Those are not master electricians that have been through a training program like this. And everybody out there that's a master electrician should want to elevate their game. Okay? We would love to see a lot of CMECPs out there, but we understand this is not for everybody. Okay? And I already know the ones that clicked away, because I can see where you are, what channels you're on. I already can see, and I do this for a reason. I keep telling you this stuff because I know you'll click away, because I know you're not what it takes to be a CMECP. Those that stay have what it takes. Those that click away, they thought they did, but when the stress rose up and they realized they only get 2 attempts, that they only get it, then they ran off. So that's how I weeded out. All right? I'm just brutally honest with you. Okay? All right, folks. That's it. That's pretty much the most of the program. The apprenticeship program is different. Again, it allows you 12 months versus 6 months. But you got to become a master at the end of the 12 months. So again, if you're in a 4-year program and you're a journeyman and you have to go 4 years before you test, I would not join the apprenticeship program until you're in your last year. And then you're actively studying to become a master anyway. So the apprenticeship program will save you some money. You can get the studying, plus you can get the prerequisite out of the way. Plus, we're going to give you longer than 6 months to do it. So that's a benefit to the apprenticeship program. You can't get in it as a master. The masters can only enter the regular 6-month program. So I know somebody was going to say that, like, well, can I get into journeyman and use the year? No, you can't. All right. All right, folks, that's it. I know it was kind of impromptu here in the middle of the day. And, you know, again, I know that I don't get many users anymore that watch my videos. So that's okay, because I don't really care much about the videos and the clicks. I just need to get the message out. Okay, that's all I care about. I don't make money on followers and clicks and all that kind of stuff. I could care less about that. Okay, but what we do make from video views, like on YouTube, go right back into our products, right back into our courses. While we invested in this new streaming, while we invested in a new email system, all that stuff is from you folks that have supported the programs, that type of thing. I make my money other places. Okay, so again, just want you to know how this all works. All right, folks, take care. Until next time, stay safe. God bless. Be good.